Hello everyone, my name is Steve Samuel from Design Visionaries, and today's post is regarding hinges and doors. And when you have a hinge, it's usually an assembly made out of a left hand, a right hand, and a pin. And that sub-assembly is then placed into, let's say, a door assembly. So for this particular one, I've got this big old frame, and I've got the door, and I've got a bunch of hinges. Thing about the hinges, though, is if I want to open and close the door, since the hinge is a sub-assembly, it's not always easy. There's a technique required. So I'm going to show you that technique. But before I do, I want to just say engineering is something that's, I think, is just incredibly interesting and fantastic. And I've really enjoyed it. In 1983, I graduated from the University of Massachusetts. There I am in the middle, if you know, could have probably figured that one out. And these friends of mine were really, really smart, really amazing, wonderful people, and all in Massachusetts, so they had that Massachusetts accent. I really enjoyed that. So there we were, graduating in 1983, and then I got a job in Pratt & Whitney. That was jet engine manufacturing. That was Connecticut. That was really great. The people there were very smart, and I learned a lot about computer-aided design there. I just thought I'd share those little details. Anyway, this little post is regarding hinges and things of that nature. And if you go to the customer defaults in NX, you'll find that there is a scope here, and there's a little button called Anywhere in Assembly. So if you want to be able to manipulate your assembly that has a sub-assembly that has like a hinge mechanism or things like that, then you've got to go into the customer defaults and manipulate this little button or turn this on anywhere in assembly. So I'll be sharing more details in just a moment. But you know, I like to travel, and when I travel, I like to take pictures of things that turn me on. Doors have always turned me on. I've always been fascinated with the different kinds of doors in different countries. And you know, when you go to Europe especially, there's a lot of old properties. There's a lot of things that are made of stone, and a lot of things that have incredible craftsmanship that have been there for 100, 200, 300 years. And so, as you can see, some of these doors I took pictures of are fantastic. Some of these are from Vienna. Some of them are from Budapest. They're amazing. I love them. They have such a good feel. A lot of them are this beautiful wood. They're thick. They're heavy. A lot of them have great frames. They really spend a lot of time on the frames. And so here's the door that I designed and built. And I'll even say on this little porta potty, look at somebody spend some time, you know, making a really nice design for a porta potty. Even a porta potty is an interesting opportunity to create design and create something that will be of lasting beauty. So whoever worked on this porta potty, hats off to them. You know, I mean, something like a porta potty is usually, when you go into it, it's kind of nasty, but whoever designed this wanted to make the experience as good as possible. And this porta potty has this black tube in it, so it heats up and it makes a negative pressure in there, so that the fumes go right up the stack, and then they pull them away from you, so it's not as stinky. So whoever designed this porta potty with this door, fantastic. So here's some other doors. One of them is from Edinburgh. Beautiful, beautiful. Here's one with beautiful woodwork. Anyway, this was a door out in front of a museum. I think this was in Vienna as well, and it has this beautiful sculpt inside. So there. Now, back to the information. So I've got a little example here. There's a really small door, and this door is got a hinge assembly in it. If you open up the hinge, I'll open it up in its own separate window. To move the hinge, we say Move Component, and we select a little piece of the component, and we can move it like this. So now it's open, more open. And I can only do that because the constraints on this hinge have one fixed part and a concentric and 2 touches. So when I go back to the little door, you can see now it's opened up a lot more than it was before. So that's a way to manipulate the assembly, but that's not as efficient as if I could just keep the assembly open and manipulate the hinge by the assembly. So in order to do that, I've got to go to File, Utilities, Customer Defaults. I've got to go to, what I usually do is just click on the Find and type in Scope. And with Scope, we're doing Assembly Positioning. And there it is. And now I'm going to click on Anywhere in Assembly and say OK. And then NX is going to say, change the customer default options do not take effect until you have restarted your NX session. So I'll say OK here. And then I'll pause the video and start everything up and get it back in. So here we go, pause. So now I closed the assembly and opened it back up again. And now I can say Move Component. Here it is, Move Component. I can select this component and just move it. And in so doing, I'm also manipulating the underlying subassembly. So here I've moved it almost closed. And so as I've done that, I could go back into the hinge and open it up. And you can see it's now almost closed like the door was. So there's really two methods of going about this, and that is, I could, I can, there, open hinge. Oops. I can work on the hinges themselves, or I can actually go into the main assembly and, let's rotate it the right way. Come on, there we go. There. I could open it up like that. So that is a very important little point. The other way I can work, though, is if let's bring up that other assembly, this one here. Okay. I've got to change my load options ever so slightly, but anyway. The other way I can work is to have a hinge assembly that has either a angular dimension in it or something suppressed. So I'm going to say open this hinge assembly, and I'm going to go to the constraints, and as you can see there's an angle here. I could start it off as parallel by doing that. So I just suppressed the angle dimension, and then when I go back to the main assembly, the door is fully closed. Okay, or I can go back into the assembly, the hinge assembly, and open that in the window, and go to the constraints navigator and take off the parallel and put on an angle, and I can edit that angle as, let's say, 60 degrees, and then it opens up wide, and then I could go back to the door assembly, and there you go. So I could control the door that way, but that's not as convenient as just being able to grab the door. Where is it? The little door. Where did it go? Here. As be able to grab this door and do what I want to the door and have it do what it needs to the hinge assembly to accommodate the move. So that's really cool stuff. Please like and subscribe. Please help us out. The more users we get, the easier it is to justify putting the time in to do this. But I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.